Gotham Knights was such a wasted game. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk about Gotham Knights and the potential that this game had and has just been squandered. This game came out back in October of 2022 and I believe was revealed in December of 2020 at DC's Fandom event, which they have completely forgotten about, it seems. The time of the reveal and leading up to the launch, the game had so much hype. It was made by one of the creators of one of the Arkham games, Arkham Origins, and it was made by Warner Bros. Montreal. And while that game might not have been widely regarded as, you know, one of the best Arkham games, it was actually like the one that stood out the most compared to the other three. While people were skeptical of the game and pretty much took it almost with like a grain of salt, the game was still very hyped, and that hype carried over up until the game came out. But also as we got closer to release and as the game came out, you know, we started seeing some faults regarding the game. We were told the game was going to be stuck at 30 frames a second, only being capable to do 60 on PC, and even then it would dip. And even at 30 on consoles, on the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, I believe, it was still dip below 30 significantly. The game's graphics were not up to par with the likes of Arkham Knight, the game that came beforehand, 7, almost 8 years prior. The game's combat was not as fluid as the Arkham games. The overall world was not as cool looking as the Arkham games. So with all of those faults, the game when it first came out was getting thrashed. I personally was someone who tried to defend this game consistently to the best of my ability. The way I looked at it was that this is not supposed to be an Arkham replica, and I think that was made obvious. If they wanted to make an Arkham replica, I think they would have gotten a lot closer, being one of the developers of one of the Arkham games. While those people may not have been there, maybe there's a couple people, a handful of people who worked on Arkham Origins, there's still that DNA somewhere in that studio. There's still those blueprints that they could definitely follow and I believe get closer to what the Arkham games are like compared to what they actually put out. I think the game was just under pressure naturally to succeed and to be almost like a spiritual successor to the Arkham series, being the next Batman related game. Like what, 7, almost 8 years later, the people were yearning for another Batman game. Another reason I think I defended this game so much was that, yes, while people wanted another Batman game, a spiritual successor to the Batman Arkham series, people also wanted something other than Batman. And you know, while Gotham Knights is a Batman related thing, it's not Batman himself. Batman may have been in the game for a little bit, but it's not centered around Batman. It's centered around the Bat family. Batgirl, Nightwing, Red Hood, and Robin. And Alfred. We can't forget Alfred. They pretty much have to step up, take care of the city, watch over the city, you know, make sure no evil goes unpunished. And I think because they were trying to do something at least a little different while also remaining familiar, they deserve some credit for that, you know? While yes, this game was many steps below what an Arkham game is and what an Arkham game should have been, this game still, I think, was no less, in my opinion, than a 7 out of 10. I think it was just an average game, and that's it. I think it goes without saying that if the Arkham games didn't exist, then this would have been an amazing game, because nobody else really did this game like them, I guess, right? You wouldn't have that comparison to the Arkham games. And nothing I just said is an excuse for the performance or the graphics. Both of those things are definitely something that should not have been the case. The game no doubt should have been able to run 60 FPS on the PS5 and Xbox Series X. While the graphics were not bad by any means, you know, there are people saying the graphics look like a mobile game, and first of all, look, mobile games nowadays look pretty good, but when people use that term, they try to use it in a negative way, a slandering way. In my opinion, the game did not look like a mobile game. The game looked good. It did not look like Arkham Knight, of course not. The game did not look like a mobile game. The game could have looked better, for sure, 100%. Okay, this game came out 7+ years after Arkham Knight. I think it's simply just a talent thing, right? Look at Rocksteady. Look what they did with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League that just came out in 2024. While yes, that game may have been hot buns to most people, the game looked good, and you can't deny that. Another thing I think Warner Bros. Montreal and Gotham Knights deserve some credit and praise for are the characters, the lore, and, you know, pretty much the world of Gotham Knights. While the open world may not have looked the best, the world in general was filled with lore. The main 4 characters, right? Batgirl, Nightwing, Red Hood, and Robin, all of their interactions were great. They all felt really natural. They'll be talking in the Belfry, you know, the clock tower. Random conversations occur. Their interactions, if you're playing co-op in the open world, you know, you got commentary there, and even the lore beyond them. You got the Justice League that exists, Superman, Wonder Woman, you got the Teen Titans. There's a picture in the clock tower of Tim, which is Robin, and Superboy. Black Canary exists. She calls over the phone. You're talking to her as Barbara. Supergirl also exists. All these other characters, you get emails and such from them. It all just felt so cool. It all felt pretty natural, you know? Like after everybody heard about the death of Batman, they'd send their condolences over email and whatnot. They established so much lore beyond just this game that I feel like there was so much they could have done afterward, and I actually truly do commend them for that. There was some leaked concept art, probably most likely DLC for the game, that never came to fruition, of Catwoman and Damian Wayne. Sadly, the only DLC that I don't really consider to be meaningful DLC was that Heroic Assault. That's the only one we got, whereas I feel like there could have been so much more meaningful DLC, you know? But hopefully, you know, since it seems like Warner Bros. Montreal is working on another Batman game according to some like rumors, hopefully, maybe it's a possibility we get Gotham Knights 2. Because look, man, that's what sequels are for. This game has so much potential. It laid all the groundwork. While there was some issues fundamentally the game was also pretty good. I always say this, that's what sequels are for. You take what you have in the first game, pretty much bring all of it to the second game and just iron everything out. In this case, you gotta do some more than ironing. You gotta flat out just knock some things down and rebuild them. But again, that's what sequels are for. This time around, ensure the game runs at a smooth 60 FPS for sure. Make sure these graphics are up to par with modern day graphics. While the first game's graphics were pretty good, I wouldn't say they were necessarily up to par with what we typically get nowadays. Maybe make the combat a little more fluid, tighten everything up, and you got a pretty good game, man. People also tend to forget that Gotham Knights actually sold well. I don't know if they actually just forget about it or completely decide to ignore it. But yeah, so it's not out of the question that Warner Bros. Allows Warner Bros. Montreal to make another Gotham Knights game. I mean, who knows? Maybe they decided not to add any more DLC to the first game so they could just make a second game, work on everything fundamentally, and, you know, put all their efforts into the second game. Could just be my hopes, could be copium. But hey, yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. How did you feel about Gotham Knights? Did you play it? Did you like it? Do you think the reception of the game was warranted? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. As always, if you enjoyed the video, like it up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.